Hello and welcome back to JOKAKAKA. It's me, Jim.
And I'm Sam.
And this is our monthly JoJo's Bizarre Adventure review, recap, discussion podcast. We're currently talking about the JoJo Lands, which is, if you didn't know, Sam, part 9 of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure saga. I don't know. What do you want to call it? Like saga? It's more of like an experience.
Adventure.
It's an adventure.
A heist.
It's a heist. It's a weast. So, we're talking about Chapter 24, the Dolphins Banks Debt Collection Part 3.
Yes.
But before that, as we always do, we're going to do a little patron shout-out.
Yes.
Patreon.com/JOKAKAKA. Give us a little tip if you like us. If you don't like us, then don't give us a tip. Or if you like us but can't afford to give us a tip, then don't give us a tip.
That's fine.
This month, we are going to be sending a big thanks out to Melly Fior, Truffle, Gilbo, Odds, Go-Go Gappy, Perpetually Angry, Ren Blintz, Blueface, Illicit Pencil, Classic Andy, Ninonen, Sabat, and Call Me K.
Thank you so much.
Thank you a million times. Seriously, it's beyond appreciated.
So, Jim, we are back.
Once again, back in the lab, cleaning our knives, ready for stabs.
Before another hiatus month.
Yes, we do have another hiatus month.
Yes. I'm coming. This character came out while I was in Japan. I am still tired from the travel back, but here I am.
Sorry, it's been a while since our last video, guys. But that's the reason. So yeah, we're gonna talk about this chapter, and then Sam's gonna probably share some of his Japan experiences after.
As much as I can, my mind is willing to do.
So if you're interested in sticking around after, but we're gonna of course talk about the chapter first, because that's why you're here. So a sudden turn, Sam. The crumbling lava rock and the crumbling advantage.
And I get like Dragona doing the JoJo pose, the freeze pose.
I love that the JoJo pose is just hands up.
Yeah.
I'm being caught. I'm being prosecuted.
With some bullet holes that is foreshadowed.
Yeah, that's true. So one thing that I just love about this chapter's pretty like, what's the word? I wouldn't say uneventful, but it's very much sort of like a part 3 of a fight. It's like of an encounter.
The tense standoff part of a fight where it's just like,
But that was like last chapter was also like the tense standoff.
But this is also like, there's a lot of like, okay, this is like our protagonist section to like go at you, and this is like the clap back.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for like a proper igniting of tension here, but one thing that I just think is amazing is, so our boy Aka Howler is clearly extremely billionaire wealthy man. He has, for some reason, his personal staff on his boat.
The Gappies.
He makes them wear like naval uniforms. Like, why is he like? If you are a wealthy billionaire, you're probably just getting your staff to wear like suits or something.
He's a big Part 8 fan, Jim.
He literally is just a fan of fucking. I love like the way that Araki draws the like angular bulge on these character designs too. He really gives them like bulges.
The angular bulge.
But so yeah, that we're cutting back in. We see a bunch of false scappies. I think Aeon, I watched a bit of his stream before I even read the chapter, LOL. And I was watching his stream, and I think he called them pseudo-gappy or something. And I love that term. Pseudo-gappies.
Pseudo-ghetto.
They are pseudo-ghetto, yeah. It really is like a fucking troll when you look at this guy's face, and it should be my boy Josuke, but it ain't.
It's like a Pop Team Epic gag where like you pan up and then the face is like Giga Chad.
Is wrong, yeah. The Giga Chad. It kind of is like a
Giga Chad.
So last time we were with the characters, the big reveal was Aka Howler noticed the deteriorating lava rock, and it was leading to Dragona here, but really it was he doesn't know that yet. He just knows that they're extremely suspicious.
One thing I do like is obviously him freaking out because of the rock, but Key West is obviously not because he didn't. I think only person who knew about the rock was what's it called, the little girl.
Yeah. And what's his name? Cindy Lou Who? What's her name?
Cindy Lou Who.
She's basically Cindy Lou Who. It'll come to me when I'm sleeping tonight. I'll wake up at like 2 a.m. and be like, oh, that's her fucking name.
That's all I want to call her, Cindy Lou.
She's Cindy Lou Who. I think she's Lulu-chan. I believe she's Lulu-chan.
Yeah. Well, she told Bobby Jean.
Yeah, she told Bobby Jean, "Call me Cindy Lou Who," is what she said.
Call me Cindy Lou Who. Mr. Grinch, please call me Cindy Lou Who.
They do really have a Grinch Cindy Lou Who dynamic going. No, but she did tell him, but he's dead, so we don't have to worry about him. So she is the only one that knows, which is interesting that the PACO'S story is kind of heading to that direction too. We'll talk about it later. But yeah, so presumably he hasn't told his whole Key West.
Key West is like, yo, calm down, man. Like, this
Key
is like
West
bad.
is not doing a very good job at keeping him chill. Like,
I feel like that's like most millionaire lawyers of like, you know, like one that don't listen, like just don't do anything stupid, Kanye.
They're actually not to keep bringing up Succession because I bring it up a lot, but there's a really funny scene in Succession. I think it's like season 2 where there's like a really big like overthrowing moment happening. And the guy that's being overthrown is literally like, fuck off, get the fuck out of here. And then his lawyer's like, sir, that's illegal. You can't stay in here. He's like, fuck you, I don't care. Like, it's just hilarious. Like, these people just, when they're so hyper wealthy, they just literally don't even think laws apply.
They only listen to them when they're actually in court. So
yeah, and even then, they're just probably like waiting until they can get out to make a few calls.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, we have a pretty tense scene. I really love how Aka is just such a, what's the word?
Girl failure? Guy failure.
Yes, he's so immature and he's so rash. And the fact that he's just literally shooting, like, so that's what happens here is,
started blasting.
He just starts blasting. Like, so yeah, he's freaking out. He's searching the table. He's like, what the hell? I'm being had, and like points his gun first at Charming Man, but then literally just starts shooting at Josuke, Jodio. Oh my god, old habits. Jodio and Dragona because Jodio's whispering to him, and that's crazy. It's crazy to shoot at someone like that.
I mean, he also points the gun at his lawyer too for like trying to. Can you not shoot the gun at the people at the bank?
This is like certified crazy man behavior. Like Howler has no, what's the word? Like future sense. Like he just has no self-preservation here. He's so like emotion driven.
Also, he points the gun at the pseudo Gappies as well, which is very funny because they hear gunshots. They kind of come in there.
Could you imagine your extremely wealthy employer just starts shooting a gun?
I mean, if it wasn't obviously in a certain spot like that's gonna start a future fire, like he could have just shot one of the Gappies and it's like killed one of them.
Yeah, I think this is really cool how Howler is just like going crazy. He's immediately set off by this. Like, because he's already in this really terrible position where he's losing everything he has. So he's just completely off the deep end already.
And he's also a kind of realization that, like, oh, I'm probably losing all this stuff because these guys have the rock. And, like, so I gotta find it now. And he's gonna like, try to pat everybody down.
Because, like, think about him. Like, he pretty much suspected that the rock was, like, causing this like a few days ago, but to see like the proof in front of him is like giving him, for him, he probably thinks I'm justified to kill these people. So long as I can get the rock again, if I kill these people, everything will be fine.
Yeah, and the money gets knocked out, and it falls towards who has the lava rock, which is fun to see. I love that. It basically just attacks Dragona, which is very funny. And so yeah, I just say I love him. I'm not sure if he accidentally did it or just how the money was, because it was like kind of cracked open. The money just like on its own maybe.
Oh no, that's intentional.
Intentional.
He's intentionally like trying to get her, or sorry, Dragona.
We'll get to that.
To whatever. Like he's using the money as a test.
This is very really funny. He just throws Dragona onto the cash. This is very funny. To submerge yourself into the cash is very funny.
Submerge yourself into the cash is a very funny line. But
also, and then, you know, before Araki goes on hiatus, of course, he gives us more Dragona discourse fuel, which I don't know why he put this part in there. Like, it's very weird.
Wait, which part?
The part where he goes, like, he said woman. Like, I think that was going to be a dramatic, like, slip up he made, like, kind of thing.
I was kind of wondering what they were like angling with that, because I thought I thought there was going to be more of like a way of like, I don't know, confusing Howler about it or something. Because
like he did that already with like the cop from the beginning, where like the cop was frisking Dragona and like noticed it, and like, but this is just like, he said woman. we gotta use that to our advantage because he thinks Dragona's my hot brother is like
my trans brother cannot seriously be this hot.
And like, you know, some of you could point like you're like, you know, this, or you know, what's called JoJo's always been like this. We always said this, but like, there's been no word from Dragona about it, and like, I'm not gonna come to any conclusion until Dragona actually says something.
I think this is the first time a character has like explicitly referred to Dragona as a woman.
The cop at first did like frisk Dragona because he thought.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, obviously that scene was implying that there's ambiguity as well.
Usagi could possibly still think Dragona is a you know.
Maybe?
Even if JoJo said it to his face,
I don't know. You think he's just that kind of dumb character?
He wouldn't even like acknowledge it. Like
he would just believe it anyway.
Yeah.
Or he would just see Dragona as a woman.
As Dragona. Or as Pink.
So I was kind of like, this is such a tangent, but I was really interested in Japanese pronouns the other day, and I did a bit of a deep dive because I was really curious.
Fucking pronouns.
Fucking pronouns. But no, it's really funny. It's hilarious how like there has been like a funny Western backlash or English speaking backlash to pronouns because of just trans people, and people just don't like trans people.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah,
but
stupid.
In Japan, they actually have like their pronouns are like way more like gendered and politicized than ours are in like weirder way. Maybe not politicized, that's probably not the right word to use, but it's more about like the statement you're making by using a pronoun. Because in Japanese, if you've ever heard atashi is like the female, like the more feminine, it's like a way more informal feminine way of referring to yourself, which so I might be wrong.
There's like a weird like scaling system. Like there's a graph of like how male female pronouns of how like how far you want to go.
Kind of, yeah. It's almost, I think it's more of someone who would identify more feminine in like in as I said, like informally. Like in a formal setting, you're supposed to use, I think it's watashi, maybe. I think that's the more formal, but atashi is from my understanding, I could be wrong, is the more feminine, and I might be wrong again, just a million disclaimers.
You're never wrong.
I think that this is something that one of the translators said early on, that Dragona uses atashi as a personal pronoun, which is also used by effeminate men or gay men who present more femininely. Effeminate sounds like an insult.
Yeah, no, I know
here, but I legitimately mean like men who are presenting more femininely.
I know what you mean.
Will use atashi rather than watashi or ore or whatever. But there's a really great moment in the Action Button review. It's Tim Robbins? I always forget his name. He is a really good moment in his
Tim Rogers.
Tim Rogers, thank you. Like,
Tim Robbins.
Like, it's not Tim Robbins, but where he's talking in the summer vacation game, the Boku no Yasumoi.
Yeah.
Where he's talking, he goes into pronouns a bit, and he says that like Boku is like the pronoun for like a boy. It's like a young boy that you use like normally. But he says that he knew like an old woman that he met, like an old woman in the country who like referred to herself as Boku. And I think that's wonderful. I love that there's like not weird, but there's like a certain level of expression through pronouns. And this has just been completely unrelated to JoJo, but I think that's such a fascinating aspect of Japanese that I kind of understand. But so yeah. That being said, I don't think that there's any like issue here.
It's very funny
with the whole woman thing. I think JoJo is just using this as a way to extend the conversation so they can use their plan.
It's very funny. You go like, Pink Chin is not a woman. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
There's really no problem with that. It's really funny you said that way.
Like it's so weird, but what's it called? I love the way that Dragona gets at it by using smooth operators to turn it into counterfeit bills that are worthless.
This is wonderful. This is like when we got to the chapter where it explained the rules of the money, like with Rohan early on. This is the kind of bullshit that I've been waiting for. Like, we changed we made the money counterfeit, so it technically has no value. Because it kind of goes back to the whole thing I was talking about before, where it's like perceived value versus like inherent value. The rock seems to go by perceived value because like humans have to have value in something for it to be worth anything.
Yeah.
Which I love this so much. Like, Dragona's doing this just so he can be like, yeah, this money has no value to me, so it won't come near me. It won't come near the rock.
And the rock won't deteriorate now.
Yeah, also, that's a big thing, too. It seems like the usage of the rock itself is, like, expediting its breaking.
It was very funny that, like, if the cops, like, do sees them somehow. Like, you have so much counterfeit money on here.
Oh my god, that's such a good point. I didn't even think of that. Could be that. Okay, if you are just the cops and you board and you see like hundreds of millions of dollars in cash, and then you inspect it and it's clearly counterfeit. The fact that they're literally like moving numbers. Oh my god, Howler is in an even worse position than I realized. Yeah. Dragona is like fucking 4D chessing him right now.
I don't even think could that even be an issue like Dragona is like even thinking about like how this guy gets...
That's like this is like beautiful. Like The Rock is working right now. This is The Rock doing this on purpose.
We get the Howler prison arc.
Like, oh my god, that is I also love getting an up close shot of Smooth Operators.
Yeah, I love.
They look like fucking what's his name? Crow T Robot
from Mystery Science
MST,
Theater.
Yeah, MST3K. Yeah.
Yeah, the heads definitely do.
It looks like they would have a beak that would open up.
I love Smooth Operators. So cool.
That's a very good stand.
But like like hey, Charming Man, tell him that Pink Chan's a man. Like why? Like you don't. There's like really no.
I think it's literally just to extend the conversation so that Smooth Operators have more time.
But he's not even listening. He's like, where is a woman?
What if he said, what's a woman?
What's a woman? It's not in her giant fucking Dragona.
It's not in Dragona's giant rock-shaped pouch. Like
the Dragona brooch.
Very funny. But like there is just a perfect rock-shaped pouch that is on the back of that now.
And luckily, JoJo like just pickpocket it or hand it off, get to himself, and then
So wait, does JoJo have it?
Yes, because he has his glove, his little gauntlet glove.
Okay, that's right. I was trying to figure out what.
I don't know the way to refer to that his armband or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like
That's what's throwing me off.
It's like nobody leaves, because somebody has this rock, and then Key West is like, there's fireboats coming up there. They have their yachts around it. And he's just like, yeah, there's a fire started because the police are here too.
Yeah, I fucking love Key West's design. She has a really good design.
She's very good. I want to know what she's going to do.
Nothing. She's gonna die next chapter. So yeah,
she has to use her stand at least once.
Oh, she doesn't have a stand.
The other two just conveniently do.
Yeah, she just doesn't have one. She's like the cool kid. She's like the Krillin. Like she can't go Super Saiyan, but she hangs out with Super Saiyan.
The funny thing about Dragona is that her stand is like so small that it's not like, oh, I can notice that. You have to really be paying attention.
You have to like squint to see it.
I love that. Like JoJo cannot use his at all because it's
it would show up
huge.
Immediately.
Like, but yeah, now you got a whole new thing of like there's a fire on the boat. Police and firefighters are outside the ship. He has thousands of unmarked or altered bills that are just like there now. He has guns, probably an unlicensed gun.
It is wonderful that like this is literally The Rock's doing. Like The Rock has created a situation so advantageous for JoJo here because
they're accelerating him trying to sign the land over.
Yeah, whereas before, because like right now, what they're saying seems to be a bluff. That the whole thing about the government coming for the land seizure, like to me that feels like it could just be a bluff.
Yeah.
But if it's true, then it's true. But it's working out so well for them because literally like Howler has to make a decision. He has to do this now unless he wants to go to jail, probably.
Key West is like the comment, like it's just a small fire, but we probably should evacuate. But it's so funny. Even the banker, like we know this guy probably would retreat right away if he actually was like not Charming Man.
Yeah, he's a fucking slime ball.
Like it's so funny. And like, yeah, they're gonna board this yacht and come for you, not the fire.
I love this pose that JoJo makes too. He's like, then the state government will board. Like he's he's slaying, as the kids would say.
We have to hurry. And then JoJo goes on his thing about like, the seizure of the land, like the government coming for you. Like their government was waiting for a reason to come board your yacht, and now there's a fire on it. Like
to me, this is the part where I'm not sure. Is he bluffing here? Is this just being is JoJo just being really clever, or is this actually something that we just weren't told?
I don't know, just JoJo having his JoJo main character thing, a moment of just being like, this is my final case, my reasoning bullet. Like
he does literally do like a fucking Danganronpa like Phoenix Wright like sort of pose. And even we get the Howler reaction shot too.
I'm thinking
live Howler reaction.
It's the music that pops in when you start to like piece together what happened. So yeah, Howler is just getting broken. He had the reaction shot of him getting broken.
He's literally live Howler reaction.
And then his lawyer's like, "Don't do it, Howler. Don't sign the money." And then we cut away to
our boys are at school.
The schoolboys.
Schoolboys.
And they kind of get. I do like. You get the Paco backstory a little bit, or at least another part of it.
More death flags for Paco.
Oh yeah.
Everyone's favorite death flag. Literally, like, I'm getting big Abakio vibes. Like, I'm just feeling like Abakio with Paco.
Abakio, but with like the but you had the Giorno backstory though, with like, you know, the single parent, you know, abusive.
Yeah, bad lifestyle. Turns his life around.
A bad dad who's like turned around by a criminal.
And even the pickpocketing too. Giorno is a bit of a pickpocket master as well.
Yes, and so yeah, he had an abusive father. You know, he still loved his father. You know, he took care of him, and he was kind of hoping for. You always hope for the time when his dad would ask what day of the week it is.
And he wants to know when it's Sunday, because Sunday's fishing day. Yeah. So this is tragic. This is so fucking tragic. Paco is just a abused child.
Yes.
And has there must be a term for it. I mean, you could say Stockholm syndrome, but he has like a deep love for his abusive father.
Yeah.
His piece of shit abusive father.
He's the only parental figure he has, and like, you know, any kind of love he gets from it, he could take because mom ran off. And he started with like check cashing scams, and then basically once he escalated to like a certain amount of money is when he got caught, and so yeah, and then I made him drop out of school and everything.
And he has had his stand for a while. And
at some point he was in the military though.
So yeah, this must have been before the military? Yeah, question mark.
U.S. military will take you with your criminal record.
Because right now he's what, 21?
This is when he's still in, like, he was probably.
In current time he's 21. So in this must have been before the military.
Yeah, this is before high school. This is probably he dropped out of high school, like right.
Maybe he had one of those deals that was like, you're either going to go into juvie or the military. Like, yes. Take your pick. And he was like, I'll go to the military and get a dishonorable discharge.
And not only that, his father was also framed for murder. Remember in part 6, the one guy who, like, his shotgun accidentally shot the person who jumped out of their
I forgot about that. That's so funny. That feels like something he stole from like a Stephen King story or something.
I'm pretty sure that was something taken from another form of media.
I think we looked this up. I thought it was like a Shawshank thing.
It
was something in like Shawshank or something.
It was something taken from a popular media.
Yeah, the idea of accidentally killing someone that was already about to kill himself. LOL.
And so yeah, and like basically he was getting mixed up with the mob and everything, like who the one who did set up the crime, and that's when he gets asked by a principal shows up and asks him, you want a real job, come to me.
I like he's eating a burger too. Paco just loves his burgers.
Our cast loves eating fast food.
So interesting how much Meryl knows about the situation.
I do like your father may go to prison, but at least you probably should graduate. Like, if you do something where you want to do something better with yourself, that's not going to be you getting killed with the mob and everything.
But also, she's saying that as somebody that wants to use him.
Oh yeah,
she's totally just saying that because she wants to use him. But I do like this kind of setting up that they had a relationship that like she kind of set him on a path. I really like that.
You can join the mob too, as long as you don't sell drugs.
I think we talked about this already.
We did.
The whole fucking like being like, oh, obviously it was a fucking Godfather reference.
I think, oh, Black Dynamite, but I sell drugs to the community.
I still haven't seen Godfather 2 yet. I'll watch it eventually.
But yeah, I do like the school, like, oh, the guard, like, oh, hey Usagi, hey Paco, did you graduate already? And like, the principal, asked you to come back, and he's like, oh, okay. But we noticed that she's missing.
This is like a fucking Life is Strange conversation.
It really is an NPC conversation. But, yeah, she's gone. They have the bloodstains. They're still there.
Several fingers fell off. She lost at least 3 fingers.
Yes.
One looks to be a thumb. That's like the most important finger.
Some would say it was not a finger at all, Jim. But yeah, so she did, like, how did they escape? Did he inflate her to a balloon and just walked away with her?
Did the guy say they walked out? Is that what he said?
They said they stepped out, but I'm not sure if he saw.
She stepped out. She was with some police folks. Is she in there right now? Police folks stepped out. Oh, yeah, it doesn't look like.
So we don't know. Like,
so it looks like they did step out. So it sounds like they went out through the front door with her.
Is oozing blood off her fingers.
And then we're surmising that they're going to Iko because she left the
card.
She left the card. Meryl's like fucking. She's like fucking smart as hell.
But Paco's going because he's like, oh fuck, he took Meryl. Like, I gotta kill them all. And the little Lulu-chan is probably there, so maybe she could give them all cancer. Yeah,
I'm really loving. Not only is Lulu-chan there, but also Yokohama's life support corpse is there.
That is true.
So I could see them blowing the shit out real soon. So if they get there before the police board, Key West will be alerted that, hey, this is not the real Yokohama. Do not sign those papers.
True.
So we're at a very interesting moment. I could see a situation where they sign the papers and then he finds out, and then it becomes we have Akka trying to get the papers back before they can submit them.
And I don't know if like the other group know about who Lulu-chan is. Like, we always know that she
That's a good point. Probably not.
Because he was definitely seeing like Akka's like most trusted because he told her about the rock.
Yeah, and he wasn't even aware of Key West. Key West was hired by his dad, so they probably don't know.
He doesn't trust his lawyer.
So how awesome is it going to be when they fight and then Lulu dies? Lulu gets killed for like no reason. That'd be awesome.
Caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
Or she sells him out. Like,
that would
right
just
away.
be like the scene in The Godfather 2 when the little girl gets killed.
You said you haven't seen it, though.
I haven't. But it's like the scene in Godfather where he says, leave the gun, take the 9-year-old and kill her.
Or like the scene from The Happening where the two teenage boys get shotgunned in the chest.
I forgot about that. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
It's very bad, very funny. But yeah, there's no chapter next month, and because Rohan had to have another chapter, and next month we're getting the JoJo Day.
Oh yeah,
in April we have the JoJo Day.
Is it around Easter like it was last time?
I think it's earlier than that. It might be closer to like my birthday.
I have a strong. Oh well, that's really early.
It might be at the beginning of April.
I have a strong memory of staying up late for that fucking stupid
PNG.
Yeah.
Can't wait for Johnny If the PNG was Johnny and Gyro holding each other in that one pose,
crotch to crotch,
it'd be bad.
I would have no notes. My big question though is who knows if they'll even reveal it if David Pro is going to do it, because it seemed like. And who knows if maybe it was just for the show of it, because part 6 is kind of the big end of like the original universe. But I want to see like I don't know. It seemed like David Pro might not be doing the next part.
If they did it with like a CG like thing from a company, like
dude,
it would be the Trigun Stampede people.
That would be literally the dream. Like I can't. I don't love. Like I love JoJo. Don't get me wrong. I do a podcast about it, but like I'm not like champing at the bit to watch the part 7 anime. Unless they get Studio, what is it? Orange? I think it's Orange. Whoever does like the best anime, the best CG anime.
Studio Hands.
Studio Go Hands. Yeah. Okay. Not gonna fucking lie. I would be waiting up until midnight for a Studio Go Hands Part 7 adaptation.
The payoff.
I would kill human for that. Actually,
the payoff would be if Johnny finally walks. It just goes to the leg animation of.
Think of how over animate. Oh no, I want this now. The Araki, make it happen. Pull some strings.
So yeah, Studio Orange.
Orange. If fucking Studio Orange,
they just announced the next season of Trigun coming in 2026.
Damn, that probably means they're not going to do it then.
It's gonna come in 2026. So
I know, but that means that
they're
going to be working on it.
Studio Go Hands would be the funniest.
Studio Go Hands would be beautiful.
From the hit anime, the company that made you X-Arm.
Oh my god, that would be heartbreaking. Honestly, I think I was telling you about this earlier, but my mom watched the Blue-Eyed Samurai anime.
Yeah.
And so I talked to my mom today. I had to pick something up. And she was like, I watched Blue-Eyed Samurai. I was like, oh, is that the CG one? And she was like, I don't know what that means. And I was like, oh, is it like hand-drawn? Or she's like, I don't know. So she put it on for me. And she's like, tell me what it is. I was like, okay, yeah, it's CG. They're like computer models. Because she can't tell, which... It's amazing to me that, like, there are people who can look at anime and can't tell. Just because I've been so entrenched in it for so long that, like, I can spot a CG anime in a second. But I have to say, it looked pretty good. I was kind of impressed. The models were a bit stiff, as you normally see with CG anime, even in the better ones. And the frame rate issue is mostly resolved. I think the frame rate has gotten a lot better. But it actually looked pretty good. I think the backgrounds looked really, really nice. So I don't know. someone who's watched Blue Eye Samurai, let me know if I should watch it. I kind of don't care about samurai stuff, but
yeah, that's fair.
But then I was talking to my mom about Yasuke. Remember they made that Yasuke anime?
I watched like an episode or two of that, and I didn't enjoy it.
Sucked because
it had some weird like future.
It was like
shit
sci-fi and magic, and it was like, why would you not just make a fucking like straight up story anime about Yasuke? I'm sure it would be fucking cool.
If you want to make a little bit of surf, you can make it like Afro Samurai, but still keep it a samurai.
Yeah, which it was done by LaShawn Thomas, the anime. So I mean, maybe I just don't know why he went so extra with it.
Yeah. There's a couple animes like that. I remember, like, I was like watching anime with like Samurai 7 or something like that. It was like they're telling the Seven Samurai, but it was like weirdly has the futuristic stuff in it as well as like samurai stuff, and I'm like, the tone is all over the place. Like,
it's really, really hard to do it. I mean, the obvious elephant in the room is Samurai Champloo. They don't do like sci-fi stuff, but they bring a lot of contemporary like concepts and music and attitudes into it, and it works beautifully. I mean, Samurai Champloo is a masterpiece.
You can't be Samurai Jack.
You can't be Samurai Jack either. I mean, Samurai Jack's also an amazing way to, but it's like kind of the reverse. It's like a fish out of water, but he works so well. As in that
they
side.
make it work, especially like the samurai versus ninja fight from Samurai Jack. Like,
yeah, that one's really cool.
Like,
but that's a whole different like. But no, but so she was asking, she wanted some recommendations, and the only one I could think of, because I was like, don't watch Demon Slayer, because she doesn't want any of the fantasy mumbo jumbo, because I think she tried watching Yasuke and she turned it off, and I was like, yeah, no. She's like, I just want real samurai shit, and I was like, honestly,
anime's not really your field to really go.
I know, I was thinking that.
Like, Sword of the Strangers is the closest thing you're gonna get, and that's not even completely like samurai.
Yeah, because it's like a late thing, right? It's like late. It's
in
not
2000s, I think.
Sorry, I meant like in like the era of the samurai.
Yeah, it's late. It's late.
It's supposed to be like when things are changing.
Yes.
Same with like Samurai Champloo is like that too. They do the whole thing about samurai being like dead. But I did recommend to her Blade of the Immortal, which is an anime that I watched a few episodes of, and I don't even know how good it is, so I hope it doesn't get bad. But the aesthetics of that show are so nice that I thought she'd appreciate it. And there's no magical bullshit, so there's no sci-fi.
Yeah, there's no
I'm sure there's some fantastical bullshit in it, but because it's anime. So yeah, sorry, that was my pre-Rupert talk, I guess.
No, that's
I'd love to bring up that my mom watches anime. I think it's very funny. And on her own accord, I didn't even recommend that Blue Eye Samurai to her. She was just like, I mean, I want to watch samurai shit. I
mean, we were on Netflix and it shows, here's some stuff you can watch, and here's some.
Also, okay, here's the reason why I wanted to even bring this up, because I was looking at the recently watched on her Netflix, and Dan was on there, and
we'll get there with my stuff that I've been doing.
And it was like 3 minutes watched, and I was like, LOL. I was.
It's so funny. I'm looking at a list of like top 30 like samurai anime. The Yasuke's like number 28.
Yeah, that shouldn't be on there at all.
Onimusha. Yeah,
but no, she tried watching Dan, and she was like, yeah, it was too much, and I was like,
it is very much.
I was like, yeah, it is.
It is much. It is no. I think the first arc is like not the first like, part was not as good, because like after that it's like amazing.
Well, because she was she didn't even get to like the questionable stuff, and I told her I was like I don't even like some of the questionable shit from and like the end of episode 1, and it was because I was thinking, oh my god, if she watched it, she'd hate it. She would like throw up.
Let's see. Let's say top 10 samurai anime: Basilisk, Ninja Scroll. That's in this.
Ninja Scroll is a classic.
House of Five Leaves.
Not familiar.
Bleach.
No, wrong. Like buzzer, like the Jackie Chan buzzer. Not a samurai anime.
Jackie Chan, the Lusa Samurai.
Sure.
Hyoge Mono.
Sure.
Sword of the Stranger, which I mentioned. Rurouni Kenshin.
Okay, I also told her, because she said she almost put that on, and I told her about the pedophilia, and she said, oh no, I'm never going to watch that. And I said, yeah.
Samurai Champloo's number 2.
Of course.
What?
Is it Samurai?
It's Gintama.
Technically, yes, he is.
But the anime one is like, I don't think of samurai. I think of like a comedy one.
Well, yeah, but he is a samurai. Like, yeah, he was like a fucking samurai. Like,
I know Gintoki is a samurai.
It's technically set, I think, in that time period still, but like aliens have just come. So it's like a technicality.
But there's sci-fi in there, that one though.
Who fucking know? Yeah, I would say avoid the sci-fi ones. But whatever. Okay, no more samurai talk.
All right.
Unless you have something about samurai you want to talk about.
I don't think so. If we're going to root beer talk, you go first.
All right, so my root beer talk this week is I'm going to do 2. I'm playing a game called 9 Souls.
Okay.
Which is like Hollow Knight, but Chinese. And that sounds like an insult, but actually...
No, I like the game.
Really
I just didn't expect it to be
cool.
Chinese.
Yeah, that honestly is like the you could use that meme for it. No, it's actually done. I didn't know this. It's done by the people who made Detention. Remember that
the horror game?
Yes, it was the game that had like a JPEG that was critical of the Chinese president or something, and it got like delisted from everything.
Oh, that one. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
It's a Taiwanese.
Taiwanese.
Think. I don't know if the studio themselves are in Taiwan or if they're Taiwanese, but they ended up making I think another game, but then they made this game, and I was very surprised because my understanding of what Detention is, it's not like I don't think of it as like a gameplay game. You know what I mean? Like like the way that like Hollow Knight is like a gameplay game. I thought it was more of like a story, like horror atmospheric game, but maybe I just don't know enough about Detention.
That game got a movie adaptation.
That's interesting, but so 9 Souls is very much like in the style of a Metroidvania, very like classic sort of like get the power, jump. It feels very Hollow Knight-y and like the kind of, because you play like a little white guy, just like in Hollow Knight. Mm-hmm. But it's this really cool fucking setting where it appears it's doled out. The lore's doled out in a really neat way, but it's like all these kind of weird aliens who are called souls or Solarians or whatever, because it was 9 Souls SOLS, not SOULS. Mm-hmm. And basically they're all like on this big like habitat space rocket system that's going to another galaxy or planet or whatever. So, but like everything went wrong and there was like a huge revolution and they all turned their back on the technology. It's hard to explain, but it's really interesting. It does a lot with like merging that like ancient like Chinese mysticism with like high sci-fi, high fantasy sci-fi in a way that like normally I don't like that shit, but it works really, really well in this. Like, it's really cool. I really enjoy it, and the gameplay's fun. I want to play more of it.
Is it just like a roguelike, like Hollow Knight, just like that? I guess.
Yeah, it's very similar to Hollow Knight. You're trying to kill like 9. You have to get like the 9 seals of the other people, and they all have fun designs.
The MacGuffins.
Very hard. It's one of those like hard parry heavy games. It's one of those which I fuck with. My second one is as of yesterday just finished the second season of Severance.
Okay.
Which all the white people are talking about.
That's the current season of it, because it took like 1,000,000 years for a second season.
Yes, it did take 1,000,000 years. So hopefully that doesn't happen again.
How was it?
Really good. I watched all of season 1 a couple weeks ago. I caught up, and then I watched season 2. Awesome. Season 1 was like amazing. Season 2 was really good, and looking back at it, to me it feels like they had like really big pacing issues and writing issues they didn't know how to deal with, because the season was going in like a really strong clip, and then it has halfway through it, like around episode 5 or 6, it has this big moment, like a character changing moment, and then you don't see that character for like 2 episodes kind of thing. They had one episode that was like really short, that was literally about one character that had not been in the show for like several episodes, and it felt like, imagine if they took a B plot from an episode and then just stretched it out and made it its own episode.
Oh god.
I was just shook that they would do that. It was such a disappointment. I am like baffled that they made this decision. And then I watched the final episode, which was like an hour and a half long, and I was like, oh, they clearly were like trying to fool around with some pacing here, and they messed up. I loved it. I loved the last episode. I talked to my friend this morning. She did not like the last episode as much as I did.
Yeah.
Definitely leading into a season 3, which I think they already said.
Oh, they already said it's gonna come out quicker. I think Ben Stiller said that.
Better. That frickin' Ben.
I need to finish Invincible's last episode that came out.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
I was in Japan, and of course I had the B&B had no Amazon Prime or anything like that.
Yeah, why would it?
So last time I went to Japan, the Airbnb had Netflix, so you could just watch off of there.
That's convenient. I also watched that. Honestly, it was really good.
That's what I hear, and I'm excited to watch it. I just haven't been a chance to actually like really.
Conquest shows up.
I know, that's Jeffrey Dean Morgan, my boy.
He does a really good job. Really good voice actor.
He's very good. I love him.
They changed a couple things in it that were really cool, I thought.
Okay. I was going to ask you back. I remember like a lot of stuff is like different than like the comics. So.
Yeah, I think I said to you that one character wasn't in the comics, Powerplex. I think he is, and I just forgot because he's not as important.
He's not Aaron Paul.
He's not Aaron Paul. I might be wrong about that. I just don't remember that character at all from when I read it. Mm-hmm. He's definitely not as important as some of the other characters. But this season, it was like we're entering a stage of it where they're starting to get like really creative with their changes and like really straying from things, but also it's being written by like Robert Kirkman. So
yeah.
I can't complain when they change things wildly and it still works, and it's literally the original writer. Like I just can't complain at that point. It's like, I'll just read the comic if I want to read the comic, but
Not gonna be like a George R.R. Martin kind of thing.
yeah, well, he did write a lot of the episodes. He famously wrote The Red Wedding. He wrote a lot of really good episodes.
But did he write like the last season that everybody hates?
He was pretty distant after they finished all the book material. My understanding is that he didn't write any other.
I'm waiting for him just to appear in like Death Stranding 2 out of nowhere, because they had Guillermo and
what? Did we need another fat
director with glasses?
With glasses. Yeah, I love George R. R. Martin. He's such an old man.
He'll never get that last book.
Nah, it's not gonna happen. I've totally just resigned myself. We're never getting it. So if we do, I'll be happy about it.
You'll love to be wrong.
I'd love to be wrong. Honestly, at this point, I'll even settle for a fucking Dunk and Egg book. Just give me another Dunk and Egg one. He's promised it.
So,
that is another. I'll probably be talking about that in a few months.
Dunk and Egg.
So he has a series. It's about a knight called Sir Duncan the Tall, and
is he related to Sir Idaho?
No, what Duncan Idaho?
Yes.
No. So it's Sir Duncan the Tall. So he goes by Dunk, and
don't mind if I do.
And Aegon, Prince Aegon, who goes by Egg, like Aegon. So it's Dunk and Egg, and they go on little adventures.
Dunkachino, Jim.
It's Dunkachino, but they're like little novellas, which is fun because like George R. R. Martin is known for how long his stories are and big. So the novellas he crams a lot into, and they're really fun. Plot-wise, they go by at a fun clip.
Interesting.
And I would love more because they're also set 100 years in the past.
Has he written any books since
technically, yes.
Okay.
He wrote a book,
not including Elden Ring.
Including Elden Ring, which apparently he probably wrote like 3 paragraphs for. We don't know. No, he wrote
he wrote the name because they're all
Targaryen history book.
Okay.
That became the Fire and Blood show. That jumped the shark at season 2, and no one talks about that anymore. Damn, they really jumped the shark there.
No one talks about anything about Game of Thrones anymore.
Yeah, they keep shitting the bed. They keep fucking it up. Was that my? That was my 2 things. Yeah, Severance really good.
Anything else? That's it.
No.
Because I'd go through a couple like kind of quickly.
And then you do your Japan.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Japan.
I'm just gonna go on my phone for a couple minutes. Just kidding.
The first thing I played and beat through Monster Hunter Wild. It came out, very fun game.
So love it. How does it work? Are you in like the not ranked?
So basically,
That's not the term.
low rank is like.
Oh, it is like
low rank is like the base game kind of story, like the main story stuff, and kind of the tutorial stuff. It's very easy compared, and then the high rank stuff is when you get to the bigger monsters where everything's a little bit harder. There's like not as much story cutscene stuff, and like that's where you kind of hunt and grind and go around. And
to me, that's what the game feels like. To me that feels like the real game.
I think people count the monsters though at a little bit lower. I think the game is kind of easy. I barely got carded, which is
I heard about that too. Yeah,
but
it was pretty
easy.
But
I think once more monsters get added and like some of the crazier stuff they do later on in patches, it always gets insanely hard. And people say the same thing about World, and then they added like the most insanely difficult fights by the end of that game. Like Fatalis and Elatrion are some of the hardest bosses I've ever fought in any game, and I played through a lot like Dark Souls, Elden Ring games. Like,
you need to beat Sekiro first and tell me, because that Sekiro final boss fucking rails.
You try Fatalis, Jim. I only popped off.
Well, I probably won't because I don't find those games very fun. Unfortunately,
I only popped off as loud between being what's it called? What's her name from Elden Ring? Melania and beating Fatalis.
And there's video footage of you popping off.
Yeah, well, until fucking Twitch gets rid of their fucking highlights.
No, you have to save it.
I have to download them all and like upload them or
put it on
something.
YouTube.
I hate Twitch is like fucking doing that.
That's fucking dumb.
But no, I like Wild a lot. I think it's a good game if you're interested in playing. A lot of people are playing the older one because they have a lot more. There are complete games right now, like. They're all 100% done. They have a million things added in them.
That makes sense.
But I think Wilds and World, like if you want to jump in, see what a modern Monster Hunter game is, you play one of those two.
What was the DS one?
Well, the DS one there was.
Why did I say DS? No, I meant Switch.
Switch, that's Rise. It's on Switch. It's on Steam now. It's also on Steam, but I did not like that one that much.
Yeah, I remember hearing like all my other friends that play Monster Hunter said that they don't really like that one as much either.
But World is one of my all-time favorite games, and WoW is very, very good as well.
So you think that it might like match Worlds if the post-launch support's really good?
Yeah, it's one of those things like what it looks like at the end and what the expansion is like. Because Iceborne was an amazing expansion for World. So like I have to see what they can add, and I'll wait my judgment to rank it between World. But like World still has a special place in my heart, especially with like Fatalis and Elatrion and all Safijiva. Like those games live in my head so much, like the music and everything. But some of the new added monsters, like they started to get, because you see the monsters, you see like the flying ones, you see like the big ground ones, the beast ones, but they added some really weird ones, like very squid-like ones. Like they have like multiple tentacles, you can cut them all each tentacle off and everything. They add some really really fun monsters, like monkeys. It's a bunch of really like fun monsters. I think I'm excited to see what they add in there, because I've seen some weirdos from Monster Hunter Past. So
weird. I think that was a Charles Dickens story.
There's like a really fucking weird UFO like monster. Like, oh yeah, he's listed as an Elder Dragon because he doesn't classify as anything else because he's just that big of a weirdo.
Sounds like Nope.
It's just a weird like UFO turtle. But no, I'm excited.
Like
yes, just like that one.
Does he spin around like Gamera with his fire?
Yeah, kind of. Not like fire, but I think he does like spin around.
That's amazing.
But I'm excited to see where the game goes. And let's see. During before and after Japan, like and reading on the train, I read like 140 something chapters of Dan to Dan. It's fucking great. The manga. Shut up. The manga.
No, I'm being honest. I just don't like it. I'm glad you enjoy it.
The manga is incredible. Like the art, the manga. Like I didn't like read the name of the manga, but I forget his name. Yeah. But he draws like spreads or draws like the monster, the aliens, or like spirits. Like they're always drawn so differently, and like it looks great. Like the characters are all. Like, it's so funny when we see where the season 1 ended. It ends like the first quarter of like the arc, and like saying, okay, wait for the next season now. I'm like, oh man, that arc ends like so pretty damn good. And
do you know how many chapters there are total? Did you catch up or?
I'm like 40 chapters left to catch up.
Oh wow, so
yeah,
it's pretty far along.
I met a couple of new people like and everything, but no, it is incredible. Like the characters, like the backs, because the anime did like you find some backstories with some of the spirits and everything, and like they're kind of told like in a flash most of the time. So like very rarely are they like expanded, but like the anime did it for the first arc was like it's so emotional and so good that I'm excited to see what the anime does for more of those of like how gut wrenching they can be. And no, it's great. It had some like I kind of love these stupid two brain celled characters, and seeing this friend group grow. I love it. It's great. It's peak.
Peak, you say?
It's peak.
I just cannot get into it.
I can understand that, especially I think the first arc it definitely does turn a lot of people away, but a lot of if you're not down with like the two main leads, you definitely won't like it.
I think that's my problem. I think I just don't like them. I don't think I like them enough.
Yeah, I love Momo a lot. She's my girl.
She just I don't know. She just rubs me the wrong way. I don't know. Maybe I'll just brute force it one day and just force myself to read it, just because it's for my job.
I do think the first season is a good like I guess taste of everything you see in there. But if you don't want to read it, but I say you can give it a try. I can definitely tell it won't. I have given it a try.
I've given it like 2 tries.
I know.
That's my problem.
I said you give it another third time.
Third fucking try. I guess.
But what else I watch? I watched The Penguin on the Flight to and from
March of the Penguins.
It's incredible. It's good. Like it's crazy that it's in the back.
Incredible and good.
Incredibly good. No. Colin Farrell is amazing. Like that. The makeup is insane. Like for him, I know he hated it, but like it's like blown away. There's one part where he's like. He gets like stripped, and they made him like a fat suit of like without like the clothes. That's and everything.
Amazing. I want to see that. I want to watch that.
Yeah, and like they have a flashback of him as a kid, and like little kid also has like the accent and everything.
Does he have like the fat suit too?
He's just a fat kid. He's just he's a fat little kid with a New Jersey accent.
That's funny.
But no, and he's incredible. The girl who plays Sophia, in it is from the mother from How I Met Your Mother, and she's incredible too. Of like character just gets so fucked over, it's insane, and like it's just like how much can a person fail upwards for the most part? Like there's so much, and it's just. I can't, without spoiling stuff, it's just like incredible, the twists and turns of like how characters can get out of everything, like the betrayals, the backstab, the plan. It's like 4D chess, like crazy, and you don't have to worry about I didn't think they're gonna have like a million cameos in there. No, it doesn't have any. I think the two characters that return, like they had to change the actor for one of them because I think the one dude did because there's violence against women, and he didn't want to like act in something that has that in there.
That's interesting.
But no, it's great. I highly recommend it. I'm excited. I want to see her in the Batman 2 whenever that happens.
I'm really excited for Batman.
Yeah, the show is incredible. I think like the Matt Reeves as a part of it, but they had a different like person like kind of direct the show, and they did a great job.
Was the Batman? Was that the one with the like flood at the end?
Yes, that's a huge part of the show.
Yeah, that part. That was like the one I had a few issues with the flood.
They do a great job with like the effects of everything because like it doesn't really it really goes like in like firsthand view of like this area got completely fucked over, and like seeing it from like a civilian point of view of like the dance verse is like horrific. And like it's tragic, and it's great. It's everything it does with like everything that happened is great.
Yeah, I need to rewatch the Batman. I really like that movie. Except I remember not liking the third act. The part when he like chooses, spoiler alert for the end of the Batman, when he chooses to like electrocute himself was like actually really stupid for a movie that like shouldn't have been that stupid. I don't know.
He's fine. He's fine.
He just injects himself with some super drug.
The one thing I didn't like was the Joker being there.
Yeah, well, didn't they, like, wasn't he not even in the movie? Wasn't he only, like, a deleted scene?
No, he was in the movie.
Oh, he was.
But he had more stuff in the cutout.
Honestly, like, the Joker is too overhyped now. Like, having the Joker be just, like, a little side character is totally fine.
They talk about they want to do Clayface as, like, the villain of it.
It feels too, like, grounded
but
for that, maybe.
I know, but, like, I kind of would love to see just a weird thing like that.
Maybe. I don't know. I just don't want them to like have a stupid CGI monster.
I don't want Two-Face. I don't want Joker. I don't want Harley Quinn.
That's why, like, I mean, I've only read a couple Batman stories, but like use some of the smaller, like, keep it like mafia like focused. Like, I think that's more interesting. Keep it like crime level focused, because that's always kind of the start of the bigger movies. Like, it's like, well, actually, the Batman Begins, aside from the hilarious Ra's al Ghul like final boss fight, is really about like cracking down on like the mob, the drug trade, and like all these horrible hyper drugs. And then it becomes a boss battle.
There are certain moments in there where I'm like, the Batman or like him as Bruce Wayne would probably pop up like during some of these things. Like, there's no way that the Batman could see like explosion like this and then do nothing, or like, you know, or like not investigate this further to try to stop this fucking chain reaction of horrible things that happen. It is very funny, but it does work really. It's really
maybe he's
good.
Just sleeping.
I think they both won awards. Colin Farrell and the lady who plays Sophia.
Sophia Coppola.
She's Sophia Falcone.
No, okay, so...
And then last thing I watched was the Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Oh, yeah. I really want to watch
Incredible. That. I loved it. I heard people get a good thing. Like how good could it possibly be? It's great.
I've heard it's wonderful.
The animation is great. The side characters are all great. I don't want them to interact with Shrek 5. I wanted them to stay in like their own universe. Of, like,
who even knows?
The fucking... Because they have a... You have another cat girl in there voiced by, what's her name?
Alicia Silverstone.
Selma Hayek? Maybe Selma Hayek.
Selma Hayek, really?
I think it's her. But you have her, the Gizmo voices like the dog from What We Do in the Shadows. Guillermo. Gizmo. They call him Gizmo. Yeah. But yeah, Guillermo, he voices like the dog. The dog is so fucking good. Perito, I think they call him. Yeah, he's incredible. They have a villain in there. And Florence Pugh is Goldilocks.
Oh, really?
She's great.
That's very funny.
The whole subplot with Goldilocks I enjoyed. This one fairy tale. Do you remember this fairy tale with like the
John Thumb?
The fat boy puts his thumb into the pie.
What is it?
Jack.
Oh yeah.
That one. He's like a main villain, and
Yeah,
he
I've
is
seen
incredible. Like,
is it John Thumb?
no, it's not John Thumb. It's like Jack. It's like, but he is incredible. He's so like unapologetically evil. There's like a really
Is it John Mulaney? He's voiced by John Mulaney.
yeah, I believe John Mulaney voices him. He is great. He is like he has like zero empathy. He like gets so many people killed. It's
Sorry,
like,
Little
great.
Jack Horner.
Little Jack Horner. He is amazing. And then they have the big bad wolf, who's like Puss in Boots is like main bad guy, and he's the most menacing.
Isn't he Death though? Is he like literally Death? I've seen a couple scenes from where like it looks like the Grim Reaper is going
Essentially,
after him.
he essentially is death. That's like a big part of it. It's like Puss in Boots. Like the show the movie is like about death and like facing death, and like he had a legit panic attack. He had a realistic panic attack, but it's
I think
great.
that might have been around when that meme
It was
big.
but it was great. Like he is so menacing because when you see him in there, like the whole like movie changes and shifts. We're like, oh fuck, he's fucked if he has to run. Like is he even here? Is this? I thought he was like part of his head, but everybody's like, oh, we see this shit kind of thing. Like, oh
Yeah, I'm interested. I just want to read the Little Jack Horner poem because it's 12 sentences.
It is
12
part
seconds
of, yeah.
long. Little Jack Horner sat in a corner eating a Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I." A Christmas pie. That's such an antiquated thing.
They use that in the movie for like the backstory, and like it's not a spoiler, but the thing is just like Pinocchio like stole away his like performing business of him doing the play because like Geppetto just like plays around
That's
Pinocchio.
funny. Yeah, I'll definitely watch it.
I recommend it. It's like an hour and a half, hour 45. It just breezes through.
Yeah, it's one of those things sometimes you have to be a little careful when people start glazing movies because everyone started glazing that like the Bad Guys movie.
I forgot about that movie.
But it's just because like everyone
Furries.
on Twitter is like furries, and like if it's a movie that's like somewhat interesting and different, but I've heard it's like okay, like the character designs are fun, but like I don't know, you hear stuff like that, but then the Puss in Boots movie legitimately seems to
the animation is like because it's not like you don't think it's gonna look like the Shrek movies. No, it like shifts to like kind of like a Spider-Verse kind of art.
People were saying that we need a new term for that because
I know.
like it doesn't really make sense. I know exactly what you mean, but it doesn't. It's kind of like how people keep using souls for everything.
But,
we need a better term for that.
Yeah, but I think the opening of the movie really sets the tone of the movie, what it's like. Of like, is this fun? Here's a shift. Here's the animation style shift, and like I think it's all around a very good movie. I love the characters. I think the setting is very fun. It's not just like look at this fairy tale like cameo for 2 seconds kind of thing.
Yeah.
Other than the only Jack Horner does have a bunch of those, but like it's not characters. They're just like it's like gimmicks from fantasy stuff that I really love seeing. And he's just so fun that I don't mind it. But yeah, some of the jokes are like oh they got away with this one for this like rating for a kids movie.
Yeah, I'll watch it eventually.
Big recommend.
So you want to talk about Japan really quick?
Yeah, I went to Japan for like 10 days. What's it called? Because for the first section was like I went to Tokyo, mainly a lot of shopping, walking. I guess anything big notable things. I went to the Final Fantasy 14 cafe in Akihabara. That was cool. I got a monk drink and some apple pie, which was very good.
I love
Here's the apple pie. Show you a picture to Jim.
Oh, that's very cute.
It's very cute dessert. We got desserts there because
Wait, can I see that again?
Yes.
How is the pie like? Is there chunks of apples in it?
There's a chunk of apples in it. There's little like apple crisps, like chips on top of it, and then the little thing of sherbet, vanilla sherbet I have inside, or apple sherbet, maybe vanilla sherbet.
Sherbet.
And then I had my monk drink with like a jasmine tea with lemon and a shot of mixed nuts because monks gotta have their protein. Yeah, and it's a cute little cafe.
They're Moogles, is that what those are called?
Those are Moogles. There's one in every game. Basically Tokyo with a bunch of shopping. I visited like a shrine.
Did you get any figures or anything?
I did get a figure. I'll kind of go over what I bought.
Okay. What shrine did you go to, or do you know what the shrine was?
God, I forget the.
Or where was it?
There's that one. God, I'm trying to remember the names of this one, but it was this one. It was like outside kind of a shopping area. I forget what the shrine was called. I was on my sister's list, so I didn't really know what the thing was called.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to like a Japanese, basically a Japanese Spencer's. Like there was like a bin of boobs and like a bunch of weird stuff. I forget what the store was called. I sent Jim. I think I sent you a picture of the Parappa section.
Oh no, did you?
I sent that to you. The Parappa section.
Did. I think you did. Right.
I was
love Parappa.
I was hoping to find like a Ooh Jam and Lammy like thing in there, but there wasn't any. I really saw.
Yeah, Lammy is so often forgotten, just like the furtive pygmy. I love Parappa.
Yeah, shame that voice actor, but yeah.
Yeah. Someone put out like an amazing 2-hour video that's kind of like it was kind of like a Did You Know Gaming sort of like overall explainer about Parappa, and it was wonderful. I was like, oh my god, there's so much lore to Parappa. That's so cool.
It's only like 3 games technically.
Yeah, literally.
And I guess PlayStation All-Stars.
There's 3 games. There was an anime though.
Is there an anime?
There is a Parappa anime that sucks.
Oh.
There was no real connection between the game team and the anime team. It doesn't even have like the same flat style either. It's very baffling.
I would see. I went to Shibuya. By a day I missed out the Danganronpa pop-up store, which was just like the most popular characters from the 3 games, but in like modern outfits, like fashion, because Shibuya fashion.
What was it? There was some pop-up store. Oh my gosh, what was it? I'm drawing a blank now. I probably have a picture on my phone when I was there, and it was for some like stupid cute girl anime that I like, and it was like I was like, oh, can I like go? And I tried to get in line. They were like, oh no, this is the line to like buy tickets for like the wake ups. You have to wake up at like 4 a.m. to get in line. I was like, okay, I'm not participating in this because all right, here's what the shop is. It's a bunch of shitty acrylic like 2D like literal printouts. Like I could just fucking print this out and make my own acrylic keychain.
Essentially what the Danganronpa one was too.
That's what I hate. Maybe it was Danganronpa. I'm trying to go back to my Japan.
There's also a Akihabara, like a Kotobukiya store, and they had like, a giant replica of Melania's arm from Elden Ring. I took a picture of Jim.
Oh shit, that's so cool.
Like in a case. Yeah, the actual like.
That looks amazing.
Yeah.
This is just me, Jim, getting look at things the audience can't.
There was one cool like what's it called, like Dark Soul like design like shirt thing, but this shirts were all like $60, and I'm not spend $60 on a fucking shirt.
No. Oh yeah, I remember that too. That was really cool. Also, like, let's be real, Japanese people don't carry my size.
It was hard for me. There were a couple shirts I went to a Capcom store. There was like. So there's a Street Fighter comic of like a Gremlin Jury comic. It's very like a comedy little short, and like they had a line of shirts and stuff there at the store, and they didn't have the one shirt I wanted. Yeah, that was like the old one, but this one they had another one of those. But I checked 3-4 from the Capcom stores from between like, Tokyo and Osaka, and they only had them in size larges.
Oh, that's weird.
And I'm like, I'm a medium boy.
Is it a Japanese large though? Because that might be a medium.
Japanese, I can't imagine. I don't know, man. I feel like that's...
People always talk about Japanese... I didn't get any clothing over there. People always talk about Japanese sizing being a little different. Oh my god, I forgot. I'm looking at my old photos. The old 7-Eleven mascot girl, I love her. Is she still there?
I didn't see her. I almost bought a 7-Eleven Gundam model kit.
There's this cute little 7-Eleven mascot that I fucking adore.
But what's it called? Yeah, it's just... I don't know. I got shirts in medium in Japan before, and they fit me like, perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I can't imagine what a large is.
Oh, my God. I'm just, like, going through a nostalgia trip looking at my old photos.
I went to the Kamen Rider store in Tokyo Station, which was really cool to see. I bought a bunch of stuff there. I went to the Booktown, which if you played Persona 5, that's a place area you can go to and buy a bunch of books.
I remember that.
I took a picture of like some of the stores. They're incredibly.
Did you see the Futaba?
Yeah, I saw Futaba.
Did you give her a wedgie?
No, she smelled horribly.
You killed her.
Yeah, but eventually a bunch of stores is jam packed with varying books and magazines. A lot of them have like set up like stuff on alleyways too, where you just like look through. It's very cool, very very unique kind of like experience kind of going there. We went. It's kind of still too early to see a sakura tree, so like you got very lucky if we saw like 2 sakuras pop up. But like we came in like too early, or like the weather really changed, so like they were just rare finds.
Apparently, it can be really difficult to time around that just due to
if we went there like during it, the travel would be insane.
Yeah,
like tourists. Let's see, I had some Mont Blanc, which is delicious, like French dessert. I said a lot of my shopping wasn't nearly like.
Oh no, it was a Dr. Stone pop-up. That's what it was.
Really?
Yes, it was a Dr. Stone pop-up, and I got in line. They were like, "Oh no."
For Dr. Stone, really? Huh.
Yeah, I would not. That's why I would not have done
I got some delicious ramen. Let's see. I said, but a lot of shopping. I was kind of disappointed this round trip in Tokyo. I didn't really find as much stuff. Like, compared to Osaka, like, yeah, it was kind of a disappointment in buying stuff there. Other than the stuff I got at, like, the Kamen Rider store and, like, the stuff I got from the 14 Cafe. Like, I got a bunch of coasters based off, like, the classes I play and everything. I went to the Pokemon centers as well and a bunch of places.
They're fun to go to.
I never bought anything from there. Like I think I got like a blind box from there. I attempted to get some of the rallets. I went to the jump store, got them picture. The one thing they did have cool in the jump store was like they have like between 4 animes, but this is the only one I took a picture of. They have a height chart of One Piece characters. I'm like, how tall are you compared to One Piece characters?
Oh,
and I think I'm like the same height as Usopp, or almost the same height as Usopp.
Oh, and you share his birthday.
Which is very funny. Yeah, we share the same birthday.
You and Usopp are birds of a feather.
Yeah, you just have the bigger nose than me.
That's cute. Slightly.
Hey.
I'm joking.
Hey.
You have a beautifully tiny nose. You have a very petite.
I have an average size.
You have a petite, tiny nose
and then,
that I miss sometimes.
Then we took the bullet train to Osaka and stayed there for a couple of days. We took a bullet train a couple of times this trip, and it was very, very, very good experience. Like just going there, it's very convenient.
That sounds fun. I'd love to do a bullet train. How was it? Was it like really like? Did it feel really fast, or did it not really feel like anything?
It was a very smooth ride. Like it didn't. I guess you could see going fast. It didn't like seem super fast. But what do I know? I'm like the inside of a train.
Yeah.
You get a good view of like the countryside of Japan between like the cities and everything, which is really cool. On the way back, we could even see Mount Fuji. Because the first day we got there was like really cloudy, so we couldn't actually like see it going to Osaka.
Mm-hmm.
And Osaka was really, really cool. Like, there was like more Capcom stores, got some pictures of like, they have like PACO'S from Monster Hunter up there. There's some Ghibli stores. If I had money, there's a bunch of really pretty Ghibli stuff. But they had like pictures you could take of, like Totoro.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, Ghibli stuff, you see that everywhere. It's so merchandised. There used to be, I don't know if you're aware of this,
but the merchandise
there used to be like a limit on the amount of money that they would devote to merchandising each year. Like Miyazaki was very explicit, like there can only be like 800,000 yen spent on it. But now I think the gloves are off. They just, that shit's everywhere.
There's so many pretty like fountains you can get for like a table and everything. There's so, I'm like,
I'm sure they're just
I would buy these if I could. They're so pretty.
Hey, I mean,
even if you didn't know the source material, you'd be like, oh wow,
it's still a cool thing. You went at a really good time though. The yen is really weak right now.
Yeah, I think
your dollar went really far.
It got out like maybe 600.
That's awesome.
$500-$600 American, and like I only spent a lot of money on the last days just so I could like spend it all.
Yeah, I think I spent when I was there, and it was actually even for me. It was more expensive than you. Like right now, the yen is like dirt.
Yeah.
Compared to the dollar.
Get it there before the American dollar also crashes.
I probably spent more than right. I probably spent no more than like $900 to $1,000, and I was like living it up. I was eating tons of shit. I was like. It was constant flip night.
I ate a lot of onigiri. Got 7-Eleven and everything.
I love 7-Eleven. I'm trying to find the 7-Eleven mascot girl.
Osaka, like a picture, one of these really cool like shrine, like the dragon head and everything. Really cool. Got myself a fortune with a good fortune.
That's good. We love getting a good fortune.
A very pretty like shrine. I got one of the breakfast place we ate too, like a shrimp cutlet sandwich that's really good, really fucking good. We found, and then also in Osaka we went to like a thing called Den Town, which is a bunch of like cool like shops where you can find like figures and like tokusatsu stuff and like gacha. We found like the 18+ gachas. These are they had written on them: for male squirting, ultimate equipment for women, sexual feeling up for women, the ultimate weapon for women, the ultimate weapon for men.
The ultimate weapon.
Those are some of the 18+ gachas you can get.
Do you have photos?
I think my sister hasn't even got one of them, and it was just like lube. I think the ultimate weapon for men was lube.
That's not the ultimate weapon.
I got one for my one friend, but like I haven't given it to him yet, so I don't know what's in there. Last time I got him an 18+ gacha, it was like underwear. It was lingerie.
That's so freaky.
So it's probably either lube, lingerie, or a very small vibrator. So and Dentown, a giant like thing of solid snake.
Where's that?
That's Dentown. This is like just out front of a random gaming, like a vintage gaming store.
This is Naked Snake, actually.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it Metal Gear Solid 1 Snake or?
That's MGS3.
3.
Naked Snake's 3.
Let's see. Yeah, we went to a stop by Osaka, Shinseka, but we came here too late, so it was supposed to be a bunch of like a small market where you just kind of go up to anything, but like we got there kind of and everything was closing up. I went to like the part of Osaka where I think it's what's it called, Dotonbori. It's like the place in Yakuza that's based off of where you put in Zero, where like the river is and everything. Like this is, I said, Jim, here's a picture, but like the screens and everything, and like the river's right there.
Let me see. Oh, Oh, you know what? I think
You do
the
some good heat action and throw people into the river.
I think the
There's a giant crab.
fucking oh yeah, I saw a bunch of those.
That's where I seen the picture of
There's a lot of seafood places have that giant mechanical
Yes.
crab.
Well, that's where I seen the picture of like the Pomni at the Gigo arcade. Like,
That's fucking crazy. I would have gotten a Pomni plush.
there was so much Pomni stuff. But
Good.
no, yeah, it's just the atmosphere here is so like I like Osaka more than Tokyo. Like the vibe here is so cool. And like yeah, like, there's just they have like this giant food thing like picture like here's like a giant
Dotonbori.
Dotonbori, yeah. Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It's just the vibe of Osaka is so. It feel like there's so much more personality there. Like it's just like a different atmosphere where like it's like Tokyo like kind of like a New York Times Square where like you kind of do the routine everything in there and like I guess that's everything here and then you kind of go to Osaka and like wow look at all this stuff.
Yeah, one of the Gantz arcs takes place in Dotonbori.
Oh, cool.
That's actually what they adapt for the movie, the CG movie.
Okay.
That wasn't terrible.
One day I'll read Gantz.
You will. I'm telling you, you'll really enjoy it.
Then
It'll be a guilty. Have you ever heard the term guilty fap? It's going to be like a guilty
pleasure.
It's going to be a guilty fap.
Guilty pleasure for men.
Basically, the ultimate weapon to kill men.
And we took a day trip to Hiroshima. And we visited the dome, which was like the only building left standing from the atomic.
Wait, did something happen there?
Basically, this is like right over where the bomb dropped. Like,
That's amazing.
One of the closest buildings to where the bomb actually detonated.
Oh my god, that's incredible.
And a couple pictures up there. And it's like it was like it's the whole place is like incredible. Like we went to a museum.
So wait, correct me if I'm wrong. Is Hiroshima on the ocean?
I believe both of
because I know Nagasaki is a known like travel destination because of how nice the weather is there, or like I think it's like tropically.
I think they're both like built. I just
don't know.
They're both targeted because they were big military focused things, and I'm guessing there's water. I didn't see it coming in there, but it probably could have been in the opposite side where I came in at. We also went to the what's it called? Yeah, there's a whole like shrine, like a whole like little fire, like a fire memorial thing here, which is like by like a long ass like pond little thing.
What's the memorial for? Did something bad happen?
Shut up, Jim. And we went to the basically the atomic bomb museum there.
Oh yeah.
And like it is like you never heard like a museum get so quiet until when you get into like the meat and potato of the museum of like here's the stories of certain people, some of the quotes they had before they died or everything. Like there's some stories of like they have the paper Sadako, the paper crane.
Yeah,
they have like her story on there.
I read that in like a sixth grade, seventh grade.
Incredibly depressing story. This guy named N who like basically just like about like how he couldn't get help after like everything and about like even living a life after he just in pain and everything just didn't get help when it was horrible. And like there's like clothes that are still there, like a pillow that had bloodstains on it from like somebody who rested on it. Like it's like insane. There's like horrific pictures. Like you shouldn't go in there if you don't want to see like horrific burns, dead bodies of like completely. It's horrible and like, but like it's interesting to read some everything in there, like why like it's there basically like this is why we shouldn't fuck around with bombs like this like. And it's fucking it was a crazy experience to have. If you're in Japan, you want to take a bullet train in there, I recommend Hiroshima for a day to visit. We did a couple little bit of shopping in there. It actually had some good stuff, and like I didn't get to eat any of the specialties over there because nothing was really open. But like Hiroshima's a good day trip if you wanted to. I think now you get a couple day trip, but like the trolleys are really cool there. The transportation is very different. But so yeah, that was Hiroshima was cool, and then we kind of did a couple more.
Where were you? Were you in Tokyo when you did the day trip, or was that?
No, we were in Osaka. Yeah, because we took one train to like the couple stops to the bullet train, and then the bullet train on to Hiroshima.
How long was that? The bullet train from?
To Hiroshima was only like an hour. I mean, Tokyo to Osaka is like hour and a half.
Oh, really?
2 hours. Yeah, and there's still a couple more stops between there. So like, yeah. A bunch more shopping. I got pictures of like like giant Godzilla statue, another Kamen Rider statue, a giant picture of a statue of Law.
My favorite character.
Yes. And then the last day we went to an onsen, which is like the Japanese hot spring.
The best.
The place we went to like the middle of Osaka, but like you can go there and like you get like a private onsen, like you and your group, and like you have like an hour and a half in there. And,
so is that what you do? Because I'm sure that Brit and her,
yes.
They have tattoos, right?
Well, no, her husband does. My sister's husband.
She doesn't have any tattoos?
No, she didn't have any tattoos. So,
wow,
so,
I didn't know
but like
that.
there were a couple. Only thing he couldn't use unless he bought like the cover up bandages was the public.
Yeah.
The public set area, the public bathroom, but like the public bathroom, literally. And but no, yeah, it was
bathing.
The public
bathing room.
The public bathing. I think they had a sauna in there too somewhere.
So yeah, the one that we went to had several different pools. It was a public or whatever. Well, obviously, you know what I mean. It wasn't mixed.
This one had a public area as well. Like the downstairs, they had like little activities you could do, like a little like fair games, everything. They had like a ring toss you could have done. You could have done like a little shooting range kind of thing, along with a couple of restaurants. Or like the roof had like a little foot bath and everything too. That was awesome. My sister's husband got like he paid like $10 for like, so you put your feet in this pool and a bunch of fish come over there and eat it.
That.
He did that.
Oh, that's fun.
And then they give it the you get the little like.
Was it so you were in a private one then, right?
Yeah.
So was it indoor or outdoor?
It must have been
indoor. Right?
It was indoor, but like when you go out to your private one, it's outdoor. It's like a little room on the outside. Like open a door and like an outside thing. You could hear everything.
So wait, was it covered or could you look up and see sky?
I don't know. That was covered, but you could tell you were on. It's part of like the roof and everything.
I see. Oh, okay. I see. I'm looking at some photos of it.
Yeah, and you gave you the little like kimono and everything too. And,
oh, you got a kimono?
Yeah, I got here.
Sam, you have pictures of kimono Sam and you didn't show me. Oh my god, I love that. That's so cute.
Yeah, you get to pick between like a bunch of designs.
You should make. I love your big freaking spread legs there.
Oh yeah, I tried to cover it up as best I could.
No, that's amazing.
But and then you could you also could get the milk at the end. You had to do the.
I had like a milk coffee.
I had strawberry milk.
Very nice.
And because like anything you want to pay for in there, you have a wristband, and you just and you zap and you pay at the end. It was a really, really fun experience to do that. I felt like a entire layer of skin just coming up.
It's so wonderful. So yeah, my experience with it, we went to one that was right near Fuji-Q, the theme park, and it was beautiful. It had like an indoor outdoor section. There was did they have like the Ginsatham? There's some special herbal baths. They had a few herbal baths.
I don't think so.
I went into one for a second and
I didn't go to the public area, the public bathing area, but like maybe...
Oh, you should have. You have to see all the naked Japanese men.
I'm good.
I saw not to my will, because so you enter. Oh, well, I don't know if this is.
Here's a picture of like the rooftop area from like the topmost part.
Ooh, oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
So my experience with it was, you enter and there's like a locker room, then you enter the actual like bathing area completely nude, because obviously, and then there's a little section where you like clean yourself, like you clean yourself before you go into, which is very nice. But I did I looked behind myself and I did see a Japanese man cleaning out his asshole. I did not mean to see that. Unfortunately, that's going to just have to live in my brain for the rest of my life. But that is an unfortunate thing that happened to me. No, it was very wonderful. I love the onsen so much.
I know. I want to go back to one. It just felt so refreshing.
It's wonderful. I'd gone to when I was in Budapest. They also have geothermal heating there, geothermal whatever. Springs. Thank you. And I went to a bathhouse there that was also very nice, but the onsen is such a special environment that I didn't do the kimono. I wish I fucking had a kimono.
I didn't give it. Yeah, that's like you go to the locker room, you grab a kimono and the belt, and you.
Oh no! This was, you go to the locker room, you take your clothes off, and then you go right to the bath. Well, because this place explicitly is just like, there is like a men's and women's bathing section.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they have like other baths, but it was really cold when we went. It was like in October, which was wonderful. It probably would have been really nice now, actually, too, because it's cold. It's cool. When I was there, the air was cool.
The day we went, it was kind of like a cloudy day. It was but like when we went out there, it was still kind of cool. There was kind of like the weather outside, but a little bit better.
And it's nice because you sit out in the cool air for a bit, then you go back in the hot spring, and then you go out. And the Japanese are fucking. They're living in a different mindset than we are.
But yeah, that was the last thing. I got takoyaki after that. Ooh. The trip back, I have a picture of Mount Fuji from the train, because it was the opposite side of my seat, but I got to get a picture.
Oh, that's a really clear day. You got really lucky.
They said to go into Osaka, we couldn't see it because it was that cloudy.
That was the day that we went to Fuji. Fujisan was it was cloudy, and literally as we left the bathhouse, the sky parted, and I got to see Fujisan for like a minute.
Let's see. I
It was wonderful.
also somehow won an Espion and a claw machine.
Yes, that's
which is
amazing.
Cool. Okay, so
How much money did I? Oh, you weren't with me. It was our other friend. I must have spent like $20 American trying to win just random bullshit and get nothing.
Let's see. Basically the stuff I bought there. I got the pop-up Haru figure from Persona 5.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I found. Yeah, we found that luckily. That's like the one thing we bought in Akihabara for like $40.
That's not bad.
I found a model kit for Gurren Lagann, like the it's a little tinier one, like the tinier one. But I got Janemba figure, got Toji from Jujutsu Kaisen figure. I got a Kamen Rider Gattack figure for like $18, which is crazy. I got the Ultra Jump, which we have over there.
Oh yeah, I'm holding an Ultra Jump right now. This thing is a fucking phone book.
Yes, I got a Dungeon like an 8-bit Dungeon Meshi shirt, a Dorohedoro shirt, Kamen Rider store shirt, and and a couple little things from like Gacha machines. But that were like the main things I got. Yeah, me and Jim were looking at the Ultra Jump manga, like the book, and like there's some weird shit. Like, there's like the high school girls who live out of their car manga, which I legit low-key kind of love just looking at it.
I wanna that's the premise. They love to sleep in their car in the wilderness, so they just like being homeless.
It's so funny after you read like JoJo Lands, you'll just get like some girl getting back shots.
Yeah, I forgot that the whole point of Ultra Jump is that you can do kind of like raunchier material.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's definitely some stuff in here that you wouldn't be able to get done in Jump, probably.
There's like a Legend of the Galactic Heroes section of that.
There's one other one I'm trying to figure out. I actually kind of like the art, and I want to read it, but I have to translate it first.
But like, I think Jim described the high school one. It's like Nana, but for 2020s people.
It's like homeless Nana, but yeah, for 2020. Because there's one girl that's like blonde haired and boisterous, and the other girl is like dark haired and like serious.
Kind of like the rocker girl and like the preppy the girl with the fangs.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much my Japan trip. I had to do like a 6-hour layover in Detroit, and then got back home at like 2 a.m. Then I had to go to work the next day because of how my scheduling works. I couldn't take off on the Friday.
Fool, you have to give yourself a buffer day.
Couldn't. I literally could not.
Well, you could have just come home a day early.
I could have just said my flight got delayed and I couldn't come in no matter what.
I always give myself
whatever
a buffer day after a trip like that because I will fucking die.
I should have, but I'm also crazy.
That's true. Oh, I found it. Wait, did I? Imori 201, maybe? I don't know. No.
And then, what's it called? I think, yeah, my sister got like a better view of Mount Fuji from the train because she went to like the middle cart with like the middle cart.
Wow, that's a gorgeous
with the
photo.
Bathroom. Yeah, she had like the bathroom cart, so you got like surprisingly nobody got up there to go take a picture of it.
It's amazing. I loved Mount Fuji. One thing that I would love to do because I'm a freaking weeb is I'd love to go camping around Mount Fuji one time because of my favorite Yuru Camp anime, which I still have not watched all of. I think there's like another season I haven't seen yet. I think I found it, Sam. It's called Maho Shoujo 201.
Oh no!
It looks like a ecchi.
The one with the back shots, yeah.
No, it's not the one with the back shots.
The one with the older cousin coming on to the boy. Yeah.
I think it was that one. All right, I'll read this one later in the next video if it's translated.
And there's also that one thing after the JoJo Lands chapter where it's like Dragona has a picture in the dollar bill with somebody. I have no idea who the fuck that is.
Did you post that on?
I posted it on Twitter,
and nobody helped.
Other than the one that's just Jodio. I'm like, no,
that's funny.
It's not Jodio.
All right, looks like it's on Manga Dex. I'll read this later. See if it's horrible.
But yeah, that's basically my trip.
Well, yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm very jealous, extremely jealous of you. I would love to go to Japan again. It's big. It's a big...
I'm ready to wait another 1.5 years, 2 years maybe before I do it.
Yeah, I need to save up money. I mean, kind of. Like, technically, it's very cheap right now. My friends are going in like a month, and I'm very jealous of them.
Dang.
But every time someone goes, I'm like, you must go to an onsen. You must. It's like, listeners out there, if you ever plan to go to Japan and you don't have like any not weird, if you don't have any body issues and aren't afraid to be around a bunch of naked Japanese men or women, if you're a girl,
or go to the private one that I went to,
or go to a private one. Yeah, I think you kind of have to go to like you need to see the Japanese man clean his butthole out. It's kind of part of the experience.
I mean, you have the option of the one I went to if you want to see that, or just
if you're too cowardly to see a Japanese man clean out his entire asshole in front of you, a strange white man. who weighs more than 2 Japanese men put together. Yeah. Also, very hairless. I was very surprised at how hairless all the men were.
No bush.
No bush.
Wow.
Are these homies like shaving?
A clean asshole.
So either
one thing I do miss is the fucking bidets everywhere, man. The heated bath seats.
That's why I installed a fucking bidet in my own toilet.
The heated bath
seats are like next level.
I got back to the state. I'm like, this is wrong. This feels so. I shouldn't be this cold.
We do have a very like heinous bathroom culture compared to Japan.
Japan's very clean.
Most of Asia, honestly, most of Southeast Asia, I should say Southeast Asia, has they really are once again living in another timeline when it comes to the bathroom behaviors.
But yeah, that's pretty much the Japan trip in a nutshell. Like, nothing too crazy. No experiences any weirdos or anything.
That's good.
But yeah, just take the train, overly crowded some days. That was the most annoying thing. That's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for making it this far.
Yeah, this is definitely a long episode.
Oh yeah, root beer talk is just as much as JoJo talk. Next month we're not gonna have any JoJo, so
yeah, I say this all the time, but we should probably do an episode anyway.
We should do something.
There's a Rohan coming out.
There is a Rohan manga coming out. Maybe we do that one. It's been a while since we actually.
I still read them all.
What's the last one we read, or the newest one? Was the Florida lady one?
Yeah.
Because that's when he introducing his dog more and more. There was like 2.
I forgot about the dog. I loved Hot Summer Martha. I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
that was a great piece of COVID
Was that
fiction.
The last one?
That's the last one that I read.
Or was it the eco-terrorist one? With the recent one.
That was the same one? No? Question mark?
Or did we read them both for like one episode?
Well, I don't know anymore.
It was one of those.
My life's got a lot of things going on in it. I can't remember shit I recorded like 3 years ago. Honestly.
Well, we'll probably cover the new one then. That's going to be covered, and we'll probably talk about the the reveal of if it happens before that of the anime. Maybe.
Yeah.
We have time.
All right.
And with that, I guess we plug it up. I guess.
Yeah, plug that bad boy up.
Right. Thank you all very much for listening. If you like the episode, please like, subscribe, leave a review, whatever helps the podcast. You could also
repeat and listen again.
Listen again. Put it on loop on YouTube and walk away. That's fine too.
Walk away.
If you could also follow the podcast on Twitter if you want, or follow us on Twitter or me on Blue Sky. You could also want your name shouted out at the beginning of JOKAKAKA episodes. Leave whatever you feel comfortable leaving on our Patreon. And I think that's it.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
And we will see you next time.
We'll talk to you in about a month or 2.
Mm-hmm. Bye.